Some people have registered as computer technicians, repair and maintenance. You go into the shop, they don't have even an electric welding rod.
This very institution is mandated by the National Assembly to principally regulate, coordinate, supervise and monitor all technical vocational education and training programs and related activities of public and private training providers in the country. According to the Public Accounts Public Enterprises Committees of the National Assembly, though these two institutions are on track, there is still more room for improvement in order for them to meet the necessary compliant level. Buba SMCC, GRTS.
Litigating gender-based violence in the Gambia is the focus of a two-day training program by the Female Lawyers Association of the Gambia. The forum, funded by the British Embassy Bilateral Fund, is seeking to strengthen the capacity of legal practitioners to better represent victims of gender-based violence. Aissatou Bajan Sarr witnessed the opening, and this is her report.
Will attack to gender-based violence and violence against women in particular. The menace still continue to prevail, with cultural and traditional norms mostly being the main abates to it. The Female Lawyers Association of the Gambia, however, is out to make a difference by not only promoting bills set to discourage violence against women, but also better equipping their members by strengthening their capacity to better represent victims of such violence in the country. This was the basis for this two-day training conclave geared towards gaining momentum to the enhancement of professional capacity to better provide redress to the situation in the legal clinics.
Research shows that violence against women is very prevalent in our society, perpetrated mainly by men and mostly in domestic settings and largely goes unreported. In order to effectively defend these women, however, it is vital that our members are equipped with the knowledge and understanding of all the issues involved, such as what constitutes gender-based violence, the health, social, psychological effects, as well as the laws that govern it and how to seek redress.
According to the officials, there is the need for concerted efforts if violence against women is to be wiped out in our society.
It is very gratifying to note that FLAG has taken the initiative and spearheading the efforts in making sure that these three planks are all dealt with, especially the aspect dealing with the enforcement of gender-based violence laws. And I salute the efforts that have gone into the activities, all aimed at making sure that the laws are there, and of course they are not just there, but that they're enforced to the maximum.
It is thus refreshing to see a determined effort by FLAG and its allied organizations to end the silence and to make perpetrators accountable for their deeds. The Women's Act of 2010 has achieved some strides in ensuring the protection of women's rights. We hope to see the passage of the Domestic Violence and Sexual Offences Bills by the National Assembly shortly. These will in no small measure advance the cause of the pursuit of justice for victims and also hopefully deter would-be perpetrators from the commission of violent acts.
For the British Ambassador David Morley, violence against women is an issue that continues to prevail the world over. Nonetheless, his office will continue to support ventures geared towards eliminating a menace that continues to affect not only the victims, but society as a whole.
For our part, we follow with interest and admiration the groundbreaking work, something that Madam Chair touched on. There are bills in the pipeline. We all hope that they become law as soon as possible, but this really is groundbreaking work in a regional and international context. So we congratulate the government for this, and I'm delighted to have been invited today to renew my acquaintance with FLAG and to congratulate them on their work. I want to keep motivating you all to keep working hard on this because it is really such a worthwhile and essential initiative.
Aissatou Bajan Sarr, GRTS.
Over 100 Dutch nationals on board 41 vehicles Friday evening arrived in Banjul. GRTS Louis Mendy met the members of the Amsterdam-Dakar Challenge upon their arrival, and he reports this 10th edition focuses on solar energy for Gambians.
140 Dutch nationals using 41 vehicles Friday arrived in Banjul. The 3 weeks, 7,650-kilometer journey by land known as the Amsterdam-Dakar Challenge is for a worthy cause. For the past 9 years, money raised by the challenge each year through the auction of their vehicles goes into bettering education, health, agriculture, and women empowerment groups.
For the last 10 years, we collected 150 million dollars for the Gambia.
This year's drive marks the 10th anniversary of the Amsterdam-Dakar Challenge. At the Independence Stadium, Sunday the 24th of November, money raised from the auction of the 41 vehicles is envisioned for a solar energy project, hence the theme for this particular challenge, a drive for Summer Foundation, the Gambia.
Communities, institutions, they can appeal for aid for solar. So I think altogether we will collect about 110 to 120,000 euro specific for this one solar foundation company in the Gambia.
For Bas Glenn Extin, the Amsterdam-Dakar Challenge was not only an interesting one but a challenging experience. To God be the glory, they all got help along the way to the Gambia.
It was a difficult challenge because we had a lot of sand and dust and a couple of cars were broken down. But it was fun because everybody's helping each other. Also the local people are helping us in Morocco and Mauritania and the Gambia and Senegal. Everybody's helping, so it was perfect.
The Jammeh Foundation, a philanthropic foundation established by President Jammeh to aid the needy, is hosting the Amsterdam-Dakar Challenge.
We're going to auction these vehicles on Sunday at the Independence Stadium, and we're inviting everybody to come to the stadium for the auction. Proceeds will be put on one account, which will be for energy. So this year is 10 years, and the program have changed this year. Instead of giving the money to different projects, now the group decided that they want to embark on one big project, and that is energy.
The proposed solar project by the Amsterdam Challenge is for all Gambians. Manga has more on how an individual or institution can benefit from the benevolence.
The way they're going to benefit is to apply, and then we have a panel or we have a board that's going to look each and every individual application. And once they qualify, they'll be informed that you are qualified for this. They said this is part of helping the president. As they always understand that the president is working for this country, and that's why they always want to join with him and do something big.
The guests were later hosted to a light reception by their host, punctuated by entertainment. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
Tijan Jaite Foundation has shipped in a giant container packed full of items into the country. The consignment, as we hear in this report by Sam Wilbur, contains items purposely for the marginalized and underprivileged children.
Synonymous with top-level national and club football, but now he's putting on a new hat, that of a philanthropist. Tijan Jaite does not want to make it a one-off thing, but is committed to helping the underprivileged and less fortunate who deserve a push to unleash their potentials. Children in particular, especially those with skills to play football and those interested, are the primary targets of the Tijan Jaite Foundation.
Poverty is seen in the highest magnitude in the continent of Africa. So we all grew from the poor streets. So we feel the pain. We know the pain the poor people face, even to find food on their table. So we put our heads together and say we should remove tears from the eyes of our people. Let's start from the grassroots and see where we'll get to.
Many other Gambian footballers are plying their trade in lucrative leagues in Europe and America. Others even more established than he is. But in this domain, he is blazing a trail.
Through that, I'm able to advise him as someone who have been in Europe, lived in Europe for a while, someone who is older, someone who have worked with him as a coach, you know. So I think he stands out because, you know, he still have his foot on the ground. He haven't moved away from where he's from, and he always want to give back something to the people who supported him when he was nothing.
Friends, family, and close acquaintances say the desire, will, and ability to share the little he has